Scott Brown yesterday at the Martin Luther King Day breakfast in Boston said, quote, or some version herein anyway, people need to stop worrying about the itty-bitty letter after my name, and they need to get on with the business at hand. Peter, the R after Scott Brown's name, is it itty-bitty? And what does this quote say about Scott Brown?
No, it's not itty-bitty. The quote says less about Scott Brown and more about the news media. It's a slow day, and everyone's looking for something to get a hold of. I think this is being blown out of proportion. Listen, it pains me to pass up an opportunity to criticize Scott Brown. But Scott Brown, his choice of words wasn't particularly uplifting. But the point he was making is it's only a letter after my name. When all is said and done, we're all Americans, and I'd be happy to sit with my Democratic brethren.
Sounds like a really good message to me. It sounds like a message of bipartisanship. Maybe his message got mixed up a little bit in him being a little bit too cute in how he wanted to convey it. But I don't see a problem with it at all. He's embracing the spirit of bipartisanship at a time, by the way, where that's probably a pretty healthy thing for us to do. And he said he'd be doing that from the moment he ran this campaign. So
it sounds to me like a guy who's very dismissive of it because he's trying to woo other people other than the Republican base.
Listen, there's another thing to take, another factor, small but worth taking into account. On the dais with him was his opponent, Martha Coakley. Some people had wondered wrongly about whether she would show up to be there. I mean, this was a healing moment, the Martin Luther King breakfast.
This was not a healing moment. This was a wound self-inflicted by Scott Brown. And the question becomes this, Cosmo. In 2012, is this going to help him or hurt him, this kind of thinking? Now, let's put it this way. Does he look like a Reagan Republican to you right now?
Maybe he looks more like a Reagan Democrat. What I think the reality here, though, is he's doing what he said he would do from the beginning, which is embrace the spirit of bipartisanship. He's existing in the Commonwealth of Massachusetts as a Republican, which is a difficult thing to do. And I think he's embracing the kind of principles and things that help people like Bill Weld and Paul Cellucci cross the aisle.
There's a phrase up here in Beacon Hill, too clever by half. This is too clever by half on steroids.
I think you're overthinking it, my friend. I really am.
Well, I am looking forward to the attack ads if he has a Republican opponent. He will only be attacked by this from the wacko Republican right.
He perhaps has no aspirations to be president because you're not going to get through a Republican.
No, I wouldn't say that.
You're not going to get through a Republican primary with that kind of stuff.
He has a nickname, Downtown Scotty Brown. He has a new nickname, Itty Bitty Scott Brown, and that's going to come back on him. Peter Kedges, the Boston Phoenix, Cosmo Macero Jr. Associates. Quick timeout, much more.